Hi guys, this is me, Rusty78609 in Central Texas, USA. It's a beautiful day. It's about 2:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. 72 degrees, a little kind of overcast, but spring-like here in Central Texas. I hope it is your way too. But anyway, this is Sunday, February the 12th, 2017. And what I wanted to touch on, I've been getting a lot of not emails, scratch, cut. I've been getting a lot of comments related to a couple of videos I did about Elio Motors, the three-wheel vehicle that Elio Motors is trying to build or wants to go into production. And they've been wanting to go into production for several years. I've been following them for at least 4 years. And, it's kind of been an up and down thing. And they've got a lot of non-refundable deposits and some refundable deposits. And so, anyway, money is flowing into the company to keep them floating through those mechanisms. And what I wanted to touch on was a couple of things. And again, this is not going to be, I'm not going to say it's a scam or they're going into production tomorrow, anything along those lines. It's just there's been a couple of stories that came out. One is a print story. Actually, it's on a website called Green Car Reports. I may have talked about it in another video. And of course, one of the things they point out in that article that I kind of glossed over, so to speak, is something that's really a good point. They in order to get this vehicle into production, they need to get it approved. They've got to get it through the safety test, the crash tests that that are used by all car companies have to go through it, and it's particularly development companies because they have to get through that process before they can go into production. And the he came out in July of last year. Elio Motors came out with the first of a new series of cars or models called the E series. Okay, and the E series was going to be the vehicle that was going to be used for the tests, for the crash test, safety tests. And, they had to build, or they said at that time, back in July last year, that they were going to have to build around 23 to complete apparently all the tests because they just smash them up and apparently junk them, I guess. But anyway, since that time, uh, they they have only built one, I think. Uh, it says well, excuse me. They've actually produced 5 prototype vehicles. Now, how many of those are E series? I don't know, but according to this article, they've only produced one, and this article is as of uh, let's see, this is as of February the 10th, 2017, and the reason they're not producing the E series for crash tests is, in my opinion, it appears to be just limited funds. Okay, they just don't have the money to do it, and that's not a good sign. I'm trying not to be negative, but it's hard not to be. But also, now this is kind of a semi upside. Well, I just say it's a sideways thing. But if you want to read the article, go to Green Car Reports. If I go to Green Car Reports, and the title of the story is Production for Elio Three-Wheeler Slides to 2018, Is Time Running Out by Stephen Edelstein on February the 10th, 2017. Again, that's Green Car Reports. And you can read that story and draw your own conclusion. So I'll close that one out because I won't be coming back to it. And then the other interesting information came from a investigative reporting interview done by KTBS out of Shreveport, Louisiana, on February the 8th, 2017. And I've watched that video 3 times. It's you know, they asked him a lot of really, the reporter that was doing the interview asked him a lot of really good questions that deserve some very specific answers. And in some cases, Paul really danced around the questions, okay? And he also used as a comparison the situation that Motors was in several years ago when they were starting up, how much cash they burned and what kind of deficit they ran and all this kind of stuff. Well, you talk about comparing apples and oranges, and I mean, I know I can do that myself, but a lot of people can't. But, you know, Elon Musk was a billionaire, okay? And Paul Elio was a $100 heir, okay? So the starting points are completely different. It's much easier for a billionaire to to get financing than it is for a guy that's only got $100 in his pocket. You see what I mean? And so he shouldn't have tried to make that comparison, but he did, and I understand why he did, because what he was trying to say is startup companies require a lot of cash and they burn a lot of cash and all that sort of stuff, and they do. But they don't keep pushing forward production from year to year to year to year to year. One of the things Elon Musk did is pretty much when he said they were going to go into production, they did. And when he said they were going to come out with a new model, they did. And they went through the crash test and they got a 5-star rating in all areas as far as I know. And but if you want to, you can watch. This was posted by. There's a video. It's posted by Joe Cabrera. It's two words. Joek or scratch. Joe Cabrera. That's the YouTube channel name. Joe Cabrera, Cabrera. And it's the name of the video that he posted is Let's Talk Elio KTBS interview. But what you probably could do is go to KTBS Shreveport, Louisiana, to their website and look for the Paul Elio interview and be able to watch it that way also and draw your own conclusions. Uh, if somebody just asked me straight out, do I think the Elio will ever go into production? And I would have to say, based on the information that I have up to date, no, it's not. Okay? Now, does that mean it couldn't change? The tooth fairy may come in and shake some magic dust on them and away they go. And the tooth fairy would have to be somebody like Donald Trump and the Department of Energy, that big loan they're waiting for, because without that, I think it's pretty much over for the boys. But again, the point of this video was just to give you 2 sources of info for you to go to and look for yourself and see what you think. Again, that was KTBS interview and then a green car report. And you could just go to green car reports and type in Elio Motors, and I'm sure it would just pop right up. But having said that, guys, you can watch this KTBS Shreveport TV channel investigative reporter interview, which, again, the reporter does a good job, asks some good questions, and I wish they'd have had longer to dig in a little more. And I think the first time you watch it, your takeaway will be, they may have a chance, okay? And then if you'll watch it again and kind of look at, listen a little harder, it's not necessarily the questions that were answered, it's the things that were left unanswered. For example, the reporter asked who they sold the equipment to that they sold from the plant they leased from wherever. And Paul Elio said, it was a number of people that bought it. And then she said, well, who, for example? And he said, well, somebody else handles that. I can't remember any. Come on. Anyway, enough said about that. But be that as it may, you guys that are interested in Elio, that have money invested, or are thinking about investing money, that's two different scenarios. If you already have the money invested and you cannot get it back, let's just say you bought the stock and you're in at $40 a share. You know, they did a scam on you on that thing. It says the 52-week high is $75. That was a 1 second spike during the initial public offering that can be done by some of the geniuses, okay? I mean, the stock will just spike up and everybody runs in and buys. That's all bull. That's pump and dump. That's all it is, okay? And it gets all the little fish running in. They see this price spiking up to $75. It opened at 12, spiked up to 75, and immediately went boom straight back down. And I think it finished the first day around 40, and then it dropped to 20, and now it's at 7. So that doesn't bode well. And there's more to that because they underwrote that issue themselves. They couldn't find an underwriter to do it, and that's not a good sign, folks. But having said all that, watch the KTBS interview and read the Green Car Report. If I was a financial advisor and somebody asked me about investing in Elio Motors, I said, why don't you do this? Just give me the money to go spend on beer and wine, and you'll feel much better. Okay. But anyway, having said that, you never know. Maybe they'll get the Department of Energy loan, maybe they won't. But anyway, do your research if you're thinking about investing money in Elio. Okay. Do your research. Try. Don't. It's easy to get caught up in the fervor of the moment. You know what I mean? The excitement, and it is a lovely little car. I'd love to have one myself. So, but just be careful, be cautious, do your homework, and do what you think's right. May work. Who knows? Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye bye. Keep your health most important. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Adios.